Welcome back to ChatterBox Podcast. Last time we talked about parent-teacher meetings and all the essential phrases you need to make those conversations smooth and stress-free. Hopefully, it helped some of you avoid those awkward silences.
Yeah, but today's episode is for absolutely everyone because we're diving into banking. Whether you're opening a new account, applying for a loan, or just trying to make sense of your bank statement, we've got you covered.
That's right. Banking English can sometimes feel overly formal or confusing, but don't worry. We're here to break it all down into simple, everyday phrases that native speakers actually use.
And as always, we'll repeat key expressions so they stick in your brain. Ready? Let's jump in.
Opening a bank account. All right, imagine you've just moved to a new city and need to open a bank account. What's the first thing you say when you walk into the bank?
Simple and polite. You say, "Hi, I'd like to open a bank account." Now, let's repeat it. "Hi, I'd like to open a bank account."
But what if you're unsure about which type of account is best for you?
Good question. You can say, "I'm not sure which type of account would be best for me. Can you walk me through my options?"
Great. And walk me through means explain step by step. Let's practice. I'm not sure which type of account would be best for me. Can you walk me through my options?
And don't forget, banks usually ask for documents like your ID or proof of address. If they do, you can say, "Sure, I have my ID and a utility bill with me." A utility bill is something like an electricity or water bill. It proves where you live.
Also, some banks might ask about your employment status or your source of income. If that happens, you can say, "I'm currently employed at company name," or "I'm self-employed." If you don't have a job yet, you can say, "I'm currently looking for work."
Good point. And if you're an international student or new to the country, they might ask for a visa or student ID. You can say, "I have my passport and student visa with me."
And once everything is set, the banker might say, "Your account has been successfully opened." You can reply, "Great. Could you walk me through how to set up online banking?"
Nice. And if you have any doubts about fees, you can ask, "Are there any monthly fees for this account? Or is there a minimum balance requirement?" That way you won't get any surprises later.
Making a deposit withdrawal. Now let's say you already have an account and you need to put some money in. What's the natural way to say that?
You just walk up to the teller and say, "I'd like to deposit some cash, please." Or if you're using an ATM, you can say, "I need to deposit some money at the ATM."
Nice. And what about taking money out?
You can say, "I'd like to make a withdrawal." Or even more casually, "I need to take out some cash." If you're at an ATM, you can say, "I'm withdrawing some cash from the ATM."
Oh, and here's something important. If they ask you, "How would you like that?" they're not asking about your personal preferences in life. Laughs. They just want to know what kind of bills you'd like.
Right. You can say, "Could I get it in 20s, please?" Or if you need smaller bills, say, "Can I get some smaller bills, like 5s and 10s?"
And if you need large bills, you can say, "Can I get that in 50s or 100s?" It's useful if you don't want too many small notes filling up your wallet.
Also, if you're depositing a check, you can say, "I'd like to deposit this check, please." And if you want the money to be available immediately, you can ask, "When will the funds be available?"
Good one. And if you're withdrawing a large amount, the bank might ask for ID. In that case, you can say, "Sure, here's my ID," or "Do I need to sign anything for this withdrawal?"
These little details make your banking transactions much smoother.
Applying for a loan. All right, now let's tackle something a lot of people find intimidating. Applying for a loan.
Yeah, banks love to make things sound complicated, but the actual conversation is pretty simple. Just say, "I'd like to apply for a loan."
Exactly. And if they ask why, you can say, "I'm looking to buy a car," or "I need a loan for home renovations."
Oh, and here's something important. They might ask about your credit score. That's just a number that shows how reliable you are at paying back money.
Right. And if you don't know your credit score, you can ask, "How do I check my credit score?"
And when they ask how much you need, you can say, "I'm looking to borrow around $10,000, or whatever amount fits your situation."
Another key phrase is, "What are the interest rates for this loan?" That way, you understand how much extra you'll have to pay back.
Good one. And if you need time to think, you can say, "I'd like to review my options before making a decision."
If you want to negotiate, you can ask, Are there any special promotions or lower interest rates available? It never hurts to ask.
And if everything looks good, you can say, what's the next step in the application process?
Also, if you need a cosigner, someone who guarantees the loan with you, you can ask, do I need a cosigner for this loan?
Great addition. With these phrases, applying for a loan won't feel so overwhelming.
All right, that was a lot of useful banking English. Let's quickly recap.
To open an account, you say, I'd like to open a bank account. If you need guidance, ask, can you walk me through my options?
For deposits and withdrawals, say, I'd like to deposit some cash or I need to take out some cash. And don't forget, you can ask for specific bill denominations.
And if you're applying for a loan, remember to ask about interest rates and repayment terms.
Native phrases recap.
All right, let's go over today's key phrases. Repeat after us.
Hi, I'd like to open a bank account. Can you walk me through my options? I'd like to deposit some cash. I'd like to make a withdrawal. How would you like that? Can I get some smaller bills? I'd like to apply for a loan. How do I check my credit score? I'm looking to borrow around $10,000. I need help setting up my online banking. I can't log into my account. Can you reset my password? I noticed an unauthorized charge on my account. Can you look into it? I'd like to close my account, please. Can you confirm that my account is fully closed and there won't be any fees?
All right, Jessica, let's speak another story.
Of course.
You ever find yourself at the bank staring at a form that asks about your intent to deposit? I mean, who talks like that in real life?
Totally, like withdrawal limits. It sounds so formal. Why not just say, hey, you can't take out more than $500 today?
Exactly. Banking language can trip people up sometimes, but that's why learning some simple, everyday phrases can make things so much easier. No misunderstandings, no unnecessary stress, just smooth sailing.
Right, because no one wants to stand at the bank counter trying to figure out what to say while 20 other people are glancing at their watches behind you.
Exactly. So, let's start with the basics. When you're opening an account, the first thing you want to say is super simple. Hi, I'd like to open a bank account.
That's it. Easy.
So, let's role play a typical interaction. Jessica, pretend you just walked into the bank. What would you say?
All right, here we go. Hi there, I'd like to open a bank account.
Perfect. Now, if you're not sure which type of account you need, you can follow up with, I'm not sure which type of account would be best for me. Can you walk me through my options?
Ooh, that's a good one. Walk me through sounds so natural, like you're asking for help, but in a friendly way.
Exactly, and it makes the whole conversation feel more approachable. Now, they might ask for ID or proof of address, and all you have to say then is, sure, I have my ID and a utility bill with me.
Okay, hold up. What counts as proof of address? Because not everyone knows that.
Good point. It's usually something like an electricity bill or a water bill, anything that shows your address.
Got it. So, ID, utility bill, friendly smile, and you're good to go.
Pretty much. So remember, when you open a bank account, just keep it simple and direct. Hi, I'd like to open a bank account. And if you're not sure, don't hesitate to ask for guidance. Can you walk me through my options?
Okay, so now you've nailed down how to open a bank account smoothly. But what's the next step? Probably depositing your first paycheck, right?
Yeah, exactly. And here's where the natural phrases come in. You just walk up to the teller and say, I'd like to deposit some cash, please. Simple, right?
Totally simple. But what if you're taking money out instead? You know, like grabbing some cash for the weekend?
Then you'd say, I'd like to make a withdrawal. Or even more casually, I need to take out some cash. Both work.
Nice. And here's where it gets interesting. They always ask, how would you like that? And I'm like, in money?
Right. But what they really mean is what kind of bills you want. So you can reply with something like, could I get it in 20s, please?
Or if you need smaller bills, you could say, can I get some smaller bills, like 5s and 10s?
Exactly. The key is not to overthink it. Just listen and respond naturally. All right, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about loans.
Oof, loans, the big scary word.
It doesn't have to be scary, though. If you need a loan for, say, a car or home renovations, all you need to say is, I'd like to apply for a loan.
And if they ask why, you could just say, I'm looking to buy a car. Or, I need a loan for home renovations. Easy peasy.
Yup. Now, here's one thing that might come up. Credit scores. That's basically a number that tells the bank how reliable they think you are at paying back money.
Wait, so if someone doesn't know their score, what do? Just guess?
Nope. They can just ask, how do I check my credit score? The bank might have tools to help, or they'll point you in the right direction.
Cool. And what about how much you want to borrow? What's a polite way to say that?
You can say, I'm looking to borrow around $10,000, or you can adjust the amount to whatever you need. The key is to make it sound conversational.
Okay, so let's summarize. If you need a loan, you just say, I'd like to apply for a loan. Then explain why, mention the amount, and don't freak out about credit scores. Sounds doable.
Totally doable. It's all about staying calm, being clear, and using natural phrases.
So now that we've covered loans and the basics of in-person banking, let's shift gears to online banking. What do you think happens when you're locked out of your account? Any guesses?
It's the classic, I can't log into my account. Can you reset my password? Super direct, but it gets the job done.
Oh yeah, and make sure you don't sound frustrated, even if you are. Nobody's resetting a password for someone who's yelling at them.
Exactly. Keep it calm and professional. Now, what about when you spot a weird charge in your account? Like if there's this random $100 charge labeled Tech Solutions Late Audi, but you've never heard of them?
Oh, that's spooky. You'd say, I noticed an unauthorized charge on my account. Can you look into it? All about sounding polite here, people.
Totally. And look into it just makes it feel less confrontational, like you're kindly asking for help instead of accusing anyone outright.
Okay, got it. So what's next? What if you're just plain done with your bank and want to close your account?
Simple as this. I'd like to close my account, please. Direct, polite, no extra drama. They might ask why, and you can explain casually. I'm moving abroad, or I found another bank with better perks. Boom, done.
Ooh, but here's the kicker. Don't forget to ask. Can you confirm that my account is fully closed and there won't be any fees? Nobody wants surprise charges later.
Right, those nasty little maintenance fees that pop up out of nowhere? Not today.
So, to wrap it up, the key to solving these banking hurdles is to stay calm, use clear, polite language, and don't be afraid to ask for clarity.
Yeah, and practice makes perfect. Role play these with a friend or even out loud by yourself. The more you practice, the more natural it'll feel when you're in a real-life situation.
And don't overthink it. It's just a conversation. These phrases are here to make your life simple, not stressful.
And with that, we're wrapping up for today. Go out there and conquer your banking tasks like a pro.
Yep, you've got this. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with your friends.
See you next time, everyone. Take care.
A bank story. When I moved to New York, one of the first things on my to-do list was opening a bank account. I had just landed my dream job at a marketing firm, and I needed a safe place to deposit my salary. So one morning, I walked into the nearest bank, took a deep breath, and approached the receptionist. "Hi, I'd like to open a bank account," I said with a smile. The receptionist nodded and pointed me toward one of the bank representatives. I sat down across from a friendly-looking woman named Lisa. "All right. Are you looking for a checking account, savings account, or both?" she asked. I hesitated. I'm not sure which type of account would be best for me. "Can you walk me through my options?" Lisa smiled. "Of course. A checking account is great for daily transactions, while a savings account helps you earn interest on your money." "That makes sense," I said. "I think I'll go with both. What documents do you need?" "I'll need your ID and proof of address," Lisa replied. "Sure, I have my ID and a utility bill with me," I said, pulling them from my bag. "I'm currently employed at Bright Marketing, by the way." Lisa typed a few things into her computer. "Perfect. Your account has been successfully opened. Would you like me to walk you through how to set up online banking?" "Yes, please," I said, feeling relieved that everything was going smoothly. Once I had online banking set up, I decided to deposit some cash into my new account. I walked up to the teller and said, "I'd like to deposit some cash, please." The teller nodded. How would you like that? I chuckled. Could I get it in 20s, please? A few days later, I had to withdraw some money for rent. At the ATM, I muttered to myself, I need to take out some cash. I inserted my card, withdrew the amount I needed, and double-checked my receipt. Everything looked good. 1 month in, I started thinking about buying a car. Public transportation was great, but having my own vehicle would make life much easier. So I walked back into the bank and sat down with a loan officer. Hi, I'd like to apply for a loan, I said confidently. Of course. What's the purpose of the loan? She asked. I'm looking to buy a car, I replied. All right, let's start with your credit score. Do you know what it is? She asked. Actually, I don't. How do I check my credit score? I asked, feeling a little embarrassed. She explained the process and checked it for me. Your credit score looks good. How much are you looking to borrow? I'm looking to borrow around $10,000. What are the interest rates for this loan? She showed me different options and I carefully reviewed them. I'd like to review my options before making a decision, I said after a few moments. Of course. Let me know if you have any questions. Also, depending on your financial situation, you might need a co-signer. Do you have someone who could co-sign the loan for you? I'll check and get back to you, I said, making a mental note to call my uncle. A few weeks later, I was checking my online banking when I noticed a charge I didn't recognize. My heart dropped. I immediately called customer service. Hi, I noticed an unauthorized charge on my account. Can you look into it? The representative assured me they'd investigate and temporarily refunded the amount. I made a mental note to be extra careful with my card. A few months later, I decided to switch banks for better interest rates. So I went back to the branch and spoke to an associate. I'd like to close my account, please. She nodded. We'll process that for you. Anything else? Can you confirm that my account is fully closed and there won't be any fees? I asked, just to be safe. Absolutely. You're all set. As I walked out of the bank for the last time, I felt a sense of accomplishment. I had navigated the world of banking like a pro, using all the right phrases along the way. Next up, mastering the world of investing.